Hey there! Today I would like to talk about another Laban pen. I pronounce the brand name as Laban, but in fact it's not French, it's Asian. So maybe it's Laban, I'm not absolutely sure. I just pronounce it as Laban. And this is a very nice pen, one of them higher-end pens. And it comes in this extremely uninspiring white box. But do not worry, because in the cardboard box is this box, which looks amazingly cool. It's like a treasure chest. This is actually padded, which is really nice. It is not real leather, but I think this looks very cool. When you open it up, you find a bunch of goodies. We have the actual pen, we have a pen pouch, we have a bottle of ink, we have a little hanger-like thingy, which I'm not absolutely sure what the point is, but you could put it on your keys, use it as earrings, whatever. And of course we have the actual pen. I'll come back to that in a second. Let's first have a look at the other stuff. Oh, and by the way, the brand name is in the box again, which is kind of cool. Okay, well, the little thingy, I'm sure you believe it, it has the Laban N on it, Laban N, of course the Laban L, I mean the letter, with the sort of laureate crown things that Caesar wore. A very interesting explanation that was. Then it has the pen pouch, which is like a little bag with the Laban logo on it again, which is pretty cool. You can put the pen in there, pull the straps, and it's protected. Nice. If you know what to put it in a pen pouch. And because this is a fairly large pen, that's actually not such a bad idea. I fear some standard pen pouches may have problems housing this pen. There was a bottle of ink. Actually, it was just an ink bottle. It doesn't come with ink. It's just an empty bottle. But that's not that bad, because then you can put in your favorite ink. I don't mind. This is a Nudeless Anti-Feather. Not necessarily my favorite ink, but I have one of these large 4.5 ounce / 135 milliliter bottles. They're very useful, a lot of ink, but they're very impractical, right? I mean, you're not going to dip in a pen this far to operate the converter. It just doesn't work that way. But that's useful to have one of these small ink bottles which you can use. It's actual glass, by the way. The cap is actual metal, so that's pretty cool. Okay, the pen. The pen is the Laban Kaiser. Kaiser is German for emperor. And this is one of Laban's more high-end pens. It's cool. It is made of an ivory-colored... I'll adjust the light a bit because it's a bit much. There we go. It is an ivory-colored resin, which is then hand-painted. I'm not sure how well you can see this. I'll do a close-up when I do the writing sample. But these are hand-painted peacock feathers, both on the cap and on the barrel, which I think is very nice. Okay, I'll cover the parts of the pen, then I'll tell you what I like, what I don't like about it, and then I'll do a writing sample. Okay, so when we start with the cap, on top of the cap there is this Laban L with this little laurel leaf crown again. There is the clip, of course, which has, for reasons unbeknownst to me, a W on there, Laban W, I don't understand, maybe it's just a wave thing, I'm not sure. It has some other things like that could be a flower. It could also be a Buddhist symbol. I'm not absolutely sure. Let's assume it is a flower, and then some ribbed stuff. So actually the clip contains some nice detail. I'm not absolutely sure whether I understand all of the detail, but there is some nice detail. The clip is okay. It's nice and, well, fairly tight. Maybe a bit too tight to comfortably not, I mean, you don't want to tear off your shirt pocket. I'm not absolutely sure whether it won't do that, but okay, have to try that out. Then it has the Laban logo on this metal band again, and that is the cap. Then of course there is this nice peacock feather bit of detail on there, which I like. And there are various motifs you can buy. I thought the peacock feather was kind of interesting. Okay, then we have the barrel with another peacock feather, and it's somewhat cigar shaped. It's fairly narrow, then it gets a bit wider, and then it gets narrow again. Nice design. We have this end cap, a blind cap with a metal ring, and for some reason I don't understand, you can screw this off. Useful for smugglers. Then we open up the pen, unscrew it. This is the fairly standard one of the, I think this is the largest. I'm not sure. The largest or the semi-largest Laban nib. This is the same nib size I have on my other Laban pen. This is medium, the other one is broad. It's a two-tone nib, which is nice. If anything, it's gold-plated. It's definitely not solid gold, at least I can't imagine that. It has some nice detail on there. I'll try to show you that with the writing sample. And again, it says Laban Iridium, and it has the laurel crown again. One of the nice things that I really like about Laban is that, at least on the two pens I have, you can pull out the feed and the nib, which is very useful for cleaning. I really like that. Okay, the grip, tapered, and then it gets wider again. Very pleasant to hold. Now, I have large hands, but this is a large pen. I'm not kidding. This is a serious pen. So I can use this very comfortably without posting it. If I post it, it gets pretty huge. I like that. I like bigger pens, but if you have small hands, I'm not sure whether this would be very comfortable to use. For me, I love it. Okay, I unscrew this part, and I've got ink on my fingers as usual. Now you see the converter. Now this converter is actually by Waterman. A Waterman converter, because Laban takes standard international cartridges. It came with one cartridge, nothing fancy, just standard international. So you can, use a lot of standard converters. So a cross converter wouldn't work. Some other brands have proprietary converters and cartridges, but this will work. So you can just slide it in, and it'll work, which is great. So we have here a large pen, pleasant to use. I like it. I like the size. The weight is good. It's about 30 grams, which is not that much actually. My Yardelet pen, the Retro Grand, which is as large as this one, weighs 50 grams, so 20 grams more. But that one has a lot of sterling silver in it, and this is just resin. Nothing wrong with that, but it's lighter, of course, than metal. So one thing I suppose I do not like that much about it, the nib is okay. No problems with that, but it is a bit hard. It could be slightly more flexible. It's not a real issue, but it is a bit of a nail. Not a lot of flexibility, not at all scratchy, but hard. A hard nib. So when it comes to shading of an ink, I always have the feeling that somewhat more flexible nibs bring out the shading in an ink very well. This one does not particularly. So that's something you have to, bear in mind if you would go for this pen. Excuse me. So, here we have it, the Laban Kaiser, a very nice pen, and now I'll give you a writing sample, and that's it. So, I hope this was useful, and I'll see you later. Bye bye. Okay, writing with the Laban Kaiser pen. I'm slowly turning it around. I'm trying to give you a bit better look at the details of this pen. As you can see, these hand-painted details are very nice. I really like the detail. This is a very nicely made pen. You can even see there's some lines in here. I'm not sure whether that's a property of the resin or anything, but it looks nice. So here we have a very nicely made pen, which I really like. And that pen is the Laban Kaiser in medium nib. It is indeed somewhat medium. These nibs I've understood are made in Germany. I'm not sure whether it says so. Let me just check that. No, it actually says iridium. I thought they were from Germany, but I'm not absolutely sure. This is a medium nib. It's, as far as I'm concerned, somewhat on the fine side, but I don't think it is as fine as some other Asian nibs that are out there. So I suspect it's German made. Okay. Some writing. Smooth writing. What you may, I'm not sure whether you can hear that. It's not at all scratchy. I like it a lot. It's smooth, but it's hard. As you can see, it lays down a very nice even patch of ink. Nothing wrong with that. Quick writing. The feed keeps up. This was just me skipping, not the pen. Very good. So nothing wrong with that. The ink, by the way, is Private Reserve Tanzanite. Very nice electric purplish blue. Okay. Line variation. Can we get some line variation from this? Well, I already told you it's a pretty hard nib. There is some variation, but it's not the flexiest, now what do you call that, flexiest? The most flexible nib in the world. I've invented a new word. I really like it, by the way, flexiest. It sounds like sexy, but then flexy. It's like the flexiest pen in the world. I really like that word. Okay, so, I'm happy. There we go. Line variation, fast writing, regular writing, even patch of ink, great pen. Nice details, I really like it. So, I hope this was useful. I'm sorry I'm writing this very poorly, but I'm sort of angled around my camera tripod. I thank you for watching. I knock on, yeah, okay, so I nearly knocked over my camera tripod. I'm doing a very good job here, but then at least it's not in the way anymore. I hope this was useful, and I'll see you later. Bye bye.